economist and marketing professional with over 40 years of experience in the corporate sectors, including leadership roles in prominent institutions. Born on March 2nd, 1979, Mr. Aghimien had his early commercial foray by attending St. Peter's in 1959. Mr. Aghimien had his early commercial foray by attending St. Peter's Commercial Center, Benin City. He also attended the Institute of Consulting Education in the evening and obtained his WASC in 1979. Between 1974 to 1979, Mr. Aghimien works as a confidence secretary at John Holt UBTH and Psychiatric Hospital, Benin City. In 1979, Mr. Aghimien proceeded to the University of Benin for a degree in economics and statistics, graduating with honors in June 1983. While at the university, he privately studied for the professional examinations of the Chartered Institute of Marketing, United Kingdom, and obtained his professional diploma and membership in June 1984. He was recruited by UACH, a leading multinational, as management trainee in 1984. He became a full manager in 6 months in a program designed to hold for 36 months. Isn't that applaudable? He rose quickly to become the youngest store manager in Kingsway stores and contributed to formulating and executing sales, strategic planning, and execution in Unilever and UACH. A round of applause for him, please. By 1988, he was seconded to Unilever as brand manager, where he handled the Vaseline range of personal care products. By the year 2000, he joined his family enterprise, Sosa Investments Limited. And within 5 years, transformed it from simple retailing outfit to a full-fledged meat manufacturing facility, serving the hospitality needs of clients in Rivers, Edo, Delta, and Lagos State, 4 states. In 2005, he assumed executive leadership and diversified the business to include consulting and strategic mapping. This led him to receiving extensive executive education from Ivy League institutions, such as Stanford Business School. Mr. Aghimien is an avid reader and lover of books, and the connoisseur of knowledge of the Nigerian economy. He brings on board his deep knowledge of corporate governance, strategic visioning, execution, and marketing to help the brand dominate its environment and render better customer experience, stakeholders, values. A round of applause for Mr. Aghimien once again. He has all of this. So we will be hearing from him today, and I hope we learn 1 or 2 from him today.
I'm more than excited to be here. And today is a unique day. Beginning from the opening prayer, I knew I was in the right environment. And I just want to prophesy that all of you who are graduating today, you not only have had your physical training, but some of the words that are coming out of our mouths today, they are going to bring you to your expected end. Amen. Well, I've just been tasked to give you a charge. When Kola invited me, I asked him, I said, give me a profile. He said, look, Daddy, just come and speak to them. Just come and speak to them. Okay. And this morning, I first of all surprised him by coming here by 7:45 a.m. Yes. Because I wanted him to know that this is business unusual. So this morning, my charge to you, because many things have been spoken by him, but some of them will still reflect when I'm talking. But my charge to you is swim with the shark without being eaten alive. Swim with the shark without being eaten alive. So many of us here know fishes, Abi? So a shark is one type of a fish. And we all know one unique trait with the sharks. The sharks are very deadly. Is that not so? I need some responses. Oh, yes, good. The sharks are very deadly among their set of fishes. Is that not so? Yes. Uh-huh. So you are graduating now. Where are you going to? You are going to a shark-infested world. You are graduating now. Uh-huh. You are moving now. You are now going to. We are going to talk a little bit about business. So, but first thing I want you to know is that you are now moving into a shark-infested waters, and you want to swim and be alive. You want to swim with the shark. You want to operate with them within that environment and be alive, and that takes a lot of things. It takes a lot of guts. It takes beyond just the knowledge that you've gotten. It requires you to have what we call marketplace, fundamentals. Okay? So let us come back to the words that I've been hearing this morning. Mindset, entrepreneurship, excellence. You want to do all these things and, go and survive? Let us start with mindset or entrepreneurship. What have you just acquired? You've just acquired a skill that can make you to be independent economically and be the headmaster of your time. True of us? True. Good. So, you have set yourself on a journey that you can say, well, I don't need any other person other than a customer or a client to survive. True of us? True. Good. That is the life of an entrepreneur. When they were just reading something about me just now, some aspect they did not mention, but let me mention it to you. I worked in UACN. So many of us who have known of the company called UAC. Have you heard about UAC? Okay. UAC is the founder of Nigeria. Okay? The British people who came to colonize Nigeria, they formed the company called United African Company of Nigeria. And they are all over, 173 countries in the world. By the time I was leaving, I was one of their 300 best managers. But that's not the issue I'm going to tell you about now. I will just use that one and sidestep and tell you a little bit about it all. But when I was leaving, the man called Chief Ernest Shonekon. I'm sure all of us are old enough here to know of that name. In our political history. Okay. The man called Ernest Shonekon was the chairman, managing director of UACN when I was leaving. And why did when I was leaving, I told him that, sir, because this has happened and I have to leave on my own, I said I'm no longer going to work for any person. I am no longer going to work for any group. I'm going to be on my own. And incidentally, we were both worshiping in the same church. We are both Anglicans. We worship at Cathedral Church of Christ. And, until his demise about 3 years ago, he was always very proud to say, well, you are one young man who walked up to me and said, Oga, if I cannot be given this and I'm moving on my own, I will not work for any person. Simply put, when you choose to be an entrepreneur, you have chosen to bite life at full cost. Okay? You have chosen by your own self that, look, life is not going to, it is what you put in that you are going to get. Am I making some sense? Yes, sir. So, to be an entrepreneur is not be momo as to use local parlance. If not every person is equipped, even though you have your skills, no, so that condition. Then they will now say, the second order and sufficient condition. The second order and sufficient condition for you to succeed as an entrepreneur is your mindset. Where other people are saying that, look, this is, just like the Bible says, where there's other people are saying there's a casting down, you'll be shouting there's a lifting up. Where if you're an entrepreneur Where people say there is no way, there is always a way. Sometimes when I do some interviews with some people, I tell them, look, we're all locked up here. What is the escape route? Is it the only door here? And then you hear some people say yes. So this is the only escape route? I will ask, do you think there's other escape route? Some people will be moping. But I've attended interviews or conducted interviews, and I'll just ask them, I say, do you think there's any other escape route? If that is the only door here now, is there any other escape route here? There are. Even this is an escape route. This is a wall. This is a barrier. But if you want to break it down to get out, man, then this is some, my sympathies go to those who died in this Afriland, tower. Did you see that some people, if you watch on the television, some people were breaking the window and dropping down. What are they trying to tell you? They are trying to tell you that there are no barriers to anything. Your mind. Those people who decide to take that, some went with fatalities, some survived. In the same way that if you are an entrepreneur, your first mindset is what is going to make you succeed. If you believe that, look, I know people don't fool there too much. Not be this photography when Kelechi Amadi did there. You have already belittled yourself, isn't that so? So you see why I told you just now that what I'm going to speak to you about is swimming with the sharks. You are coming to compete with UKAY. You are coming to compete with Kelechi. Okay? And yet, but, I had somebody say, oh, I'm pointless, I'm excellence, I'm, XYZ. Great start. Why are you? Because already now you are fired up. Is that not so? Good. You are fired up. But you see, in coming to learn to swim with the sharks, being fired up is not just sufficient. You've got to understand that in the business that you are in as an entrepreneur, you need certain existential facts to survive. Let me tell you some of the few things that the director mentioned something about adapting to technology. Did you not mention it? Good. But let me just tell you fundamentally that in the business world, we have what we call the internal and the external environment. The internal environment of your business are the things that you can control. You can decide to buy this camera or buy this one. Okay? You can decide, on the people that you are going to, employ. But you cannot decide first and foremost on how the customer chooses you. That is external. And again, I will deviate a little bit. That also when people were talking about brand just now, I was just laughing. I said, does these people know what is called brand yet? Well, you are welcome. I will chop on our money small. Because when it comes to the external environment, there are lots of things that you are going to find that are obstacles, things that you cannot control. As long as this man put point lens, photographies, you will be seeing people come and pay this kind of we call them multiple taxation. You pay all of them. You are going to make up your mind, that you are good. These are things that you cannot control. If they say come and pay 10,000, you are paying. If they say it's 15,000, you are paying. You must understand that is part of your external environment. Technology, like our director mentioned to all of us, is always evolving. And if you do not keep pace, then you are going to be flushed out. The last I would like to talk about in that external environment is the shark nature. When I talk about the shark nature, I mentioned Kelechi. I just used their name directly. I mentioned Kelechi just now. Do you think that he has your permission to say that because you are a young man, in the industry, you are graduating now, and he's making a pitch with you? is making a pitch with you. Somebody said he was working for MultiChoice. Supposing, MultiChoice, calls, Kelechi, and call even the man who has graduated to say, look, come and pitch about, you want to do some photography on aesthetic, vegetation. How many of us have seen the work of Kelechi Amadi on aesthetics, vegetation? You have not? Okay. I think you see now, say you want to fight a giant. Amadi, when the director was speaking just now, virtually what he said, who is not a trained photographer, but who is looking for knowledge on all fronts, I picked so many things. Amadi, I see some of his photography, he will just take his camera and be capturing, moments with how the trees are. He goes to Mambila Plateau. He will take pictures. He goes to Idonre Hills. He will take pictures of the environment. You call it environmental photography. But the man will be selling, he say, these are healing pictures. Do you hear the word? And really, when you look at some of those photographs, those scenic photographies, like when you shoot the Atlantic Ocean, either in the due season or so and so, and you will begin to wonder. What speaks to your mind? You begin to wonder about how marvelous, how great our God is, that He created these kind of things. They don't become ordinary pictures to you. And so at that point in time, if you are able to shoot a picture that depicts what an ordinary mind cannot conceive, you can sell that picture and work for as much as you want to sell it. True of us. True of us. Uh-huh. So you can see that coming up to say that you want to pick a profession like photography is something that you may not know the value that is encapsulated in the gift that you can use that work to do. I see refer to Kelechi Amadi is one of Nigeria's leading photographic minds. But do you know he's a lawyer? How many of us know that Kelechi is a lawyer? See, today I'm in food processing, and I have people who have PhD in food processing, working for me. But I'm an economist. I'm a chartered marketer. I did nothing about. I didn't do science related something, but I was a business manager. Because of my interest, I now know those things more than even those who say they have PhD XYZ. Somebody steps out now. You want to do a business pitch. They will say, okay, no, I better make that young man. I'm gonna give him that, make him cool down small. He's not going to give it to you. He wants to acquire more and more. Even Oga UK will not give you that chance. You see what I told you, you are coming to swim with the sharks. He's not going to give you that chance. So you have to keep on improving yourself. If you want to swim with the shark and stay alive without being eaten, stay alive without being eaten, you got to improve yourself consistently. And to the last one. You see, so many of us are talking about brands. Do you know what a brand is? In marketing, we say a brand is a product, but that have living attributes. If you don't get that, let me say it again. A brand is a product. This is a product having living attributes. Many of us hear of the brand name Chivita. You see, these people, they quickly put Chivita before they come and write exotic. If you hear the name Chivita, you expect that it is associated with dairy or drinks, Abi? And you expect the quality, that it is manufactured in a hygienic environment, manufactured to standards, it respects all rules, and it is safe for consumption. Abi? Is that not so? But let us put another name, Samuel Johnson, that you've not had, through all the media ways, either television or so and so. Do you think if you sit there on the shelf, you go and pick it? You won't. If I ask everyone here now to name their first 3 brands of milk, Okay, tell me the first 3 brands of milk that you consume. 2. Dano. 3. Good. Drink soft drinks, sir. You. Tell me, just mention 3 soft drinks that you drink. Let him finish. Ragla. 2. Okay. That's very good. The products that you consume stay in the category. And like you said just now, in your own category of milk, your first choice of milk, if you go to any shop, is 3 crown. Okay? So, assuming you are a retailer, assuming you are a retailer, if you go and stop, put, Lopak milk, other kinds of milk, Coast milk, and all those, there are brands like that. If you put them in your shop, and you are in this area, people will be passing by. Because every time they come there, they are looking for your Dano or 3 crown. The same thing with this word that you are seeing. Even when you say point lens or UK, every person coming to UK, not for the academic training now, maybe to make a photo shoot or so on. What do they expect? They expect that something that comes out of there must be professional. The way they will critique a work of, photography coming out from UK is not the same way they are going to critique a work coming out from a neophyte, somebody who just, was bettered as a graduate yesterday. True of us? So, if you want to swim with the shark and not be and stay alive, you got to make sure that the brand that you project, the name that you project, every time people hear about your name, it will resonate that, oh, that young boy is a young photographer. He just finished yesterday. But if you see his work, what does that not mean? It means that the work is excellent. Is that not so, sir? Yes. So, with such, you will be sure that because you have that excellent mind to do excellent products, you are going to survive and live to swim with the sharks. So as you get out of this academy today, you have been, exhorted to know that you have a relationship. He mentioned it. He said, keep in touch with your mentors. Look out for mentors who can help you, who can help mentor you. A mentor, if you want to make friends, if you want to make friends, look for people who are usually above you. Not only in photography, okay? In life. Don't look for people on the same parallel with you. People on the same, people are consumed, you are engaged with the same thoughts, same XYZ. But if you look for people who are already above you, you go and meet them to say, hey, give me this kind of help. They can always say, oh, this girl is a sharp girl. Let me do this for her. They have nothing, forget the gender, whether male or female. They have nothing to think about you. They just say, Kola is, incidentally, we worship in the same church, but that's not what, really brought us together. When he was, this young man has come from a long way. When he was being given a support by the Anglican Diocese of Lagos, he didn't know that I was, the personal advisor to the Bishop of the Lagos Diocese on youth empowerment in our diocese. So it was when he came into our own local assembly, I met him. The day they were giving him the sum of 350,000 naira, and Kola was the first person to come and pay, to repay that money. I was there. See, it was from there he said, Daddy, I want you to come and be teaching me small. I want to be close to you. So every time he comes into my factory, I maintain a small library, but the books there is about 5,000 books, and I've read all of them. They are still very important books. And in fact, I tell my children that if I die, it is not the houses I have or the factories I have. No, my books. So he said, Please, I want to get close to you. I'd like you to be my mentor. I looked at the young man. When he will read this book, he will say, no. So he became closer to me. So sometimes I'll give him some books to go and read. Sometimes I'll tell him some experiences. And the last one that I told him is what I will still tell you today. Some of you, by the grace of God, will grow with the interest that you have, bigger than color, and that is our prayer. Is that not so? Yes. But please note this. When you are growing, don't grow and make this mistake. This mistake is called the Cobra effect. I've always spoken to Kola about the Cobra effect, and I will still take the opportunity to just mention it to you, how it relates to you, sense to you. But there is a country called India, and India was governed by the British just like Nigeria, and it only had its independence in 1947. For 300 years, the British governed India. If you are a student of geography, you will know that India is a very large, hilly, mountainous country. In fact, that's why you will see some Indians, they are blue, some are black, some are fair. Have you not seen some of them? Some of them are very darkish. Okay. When the British got there, they found that, they couldn't survive in certain territories. And the territories, some of those Himalayas area, they couldn't survive. They were always being beaten by cobra. You know the snake called the black cobra? Okay. Very dangerous snakes. They were being beaten. And so the British were looking for a way to say, how do we survive here? It's like, when Mongo Park came to Nigeria and he died in New Busa, he didn't know that he would take some malaria drugs before coming here. Anyway, so the people felt that, how do we survive? How are these Indians surviving there? That we, who brought light to them are not surviving. So they started finding out. They said, look, these Indians have medicines to, train cobra. If you go to South Africa, you know that some people train lions. Have you not heard? Okay. I'm going to end soon, because otherwise we will not live here. So the Indians, the British said, these people are training cobras. Said, let us find a way to, tell them to tame these cobras for us. So the British now told us, look, every man who can bring cobra to us, if you can kill 10 cobras, we'll give you this. We'll give you this prize. If you can kill this cobra, bring it. So when my sister is bringing the cobras that she has killed, she will bring some that's as long as like this. Some cobras that are just baby cobras. They will be like this. 2 feet. They are all cobras, but they are not equal in the lethality, or, they are not. But they brought them. So the British people were surprised that the poor Indians that they had known, everybody they went to work, and they were just producing cobras. But the cobras that they will bring, some like 2 feet, some like even 5 inches cobra that was just burnt 15 minutes ago, and they will say, pay me for my cobra. These people said, the British not qualified for true, evaluation. So they now said, okay, we will find a formula to end it. But how was it taught to us at Stanford Business School? When they were talking just now, they told you people that I attended some learning at Stanford Business School. Well, the course I went to do there is called Business Sense. But that's not what I want to tell you about. But the man who taught us at Stanford Business School, he said, how does the Cobra effect affect you if you are a professional? And this is how it affects you. UKAY has now trained you, and he expects that you will be able to bring out the same quality type of pictures, videos, contents that he is known for. True of us. But supposing now when you go into that place, you say you are now excellence, I just help us, train us, so and so. Then they can carry photograph, camera, shoot like this, say. Then after 3 months, you don't see them. Then they go and set up their own. And what quality of pictures do you think they will be churning out? What quality of pictures? You'll be seeing substandard pictures. Do you see it now? Okay, how does it affect you now? They are in the same environment that you are operating in. And so when you are charging 10 naira for this, they are going to charge you maybe 2 naira 50 kobo. But just a week after they have given you your pictures, all those pictures will vanish. You will just see that they wash off. What do you think has happened? They have brought you inferior products. And that inferior product is because of the Cobra effect. It's telling you that, they can bring you things that look like it, but it's not it. And you are in the same industry. And so they are going to damage not only the industry reputation, but they are going to damage the business space for you. Ladies and gentlemen, the day has been long. I wish you all well, and I wish that you will stay alive while swimming with the sharks.